How's it going, everyone? It is Skullzi here with the latest and the greatest gaming news. Today I wanted to share my thoughts on a recent Cyberpunk 2077 Night City Wire Livestream event. That's a lot of words for the name of a live stream, but I did live stream the entire event, and if you weren't there for the live stream, I did upload the entire stream here on my channel. However, today I'm going to take a short clip from that stream, as it is literally my immediate opinion and reaction to the Cyberpunk 2077 gameplay and the entire event in general. I summarize how I feel about the event, how I felt about the gameplay and the new braindance mechanic, and I go on a bit of a rant regarding how I think CD Projekt Red could have done things a bit differently and a lot better. And normally I don't show my face much during my videos, however, since I am taking some of my statements directly from my live stream, you get to see some face cam for like the first time in a long time during one of my regular video uploads here on the channel. So if you like this more relaxed and natural style of content, and if you want to see me cover Cyberpunk 2077 more as well, be sure to let me know down in the comments below. I'm still going to primarily stick to my usual upload and video edit style though. I just enjoy switching things up from time to time and seeing if people like new different things. Now as for this Cyberpunk event, for those that don't already know what it exactly was, back on June 25th there was a Cyberpunk 2077 livestream event where we got to see new gameplay clips as well as a solid but short gameplay showcase introducing the new braindance gameplay mechanic, and there was a lot of mixed reactions amongst the community to this event, and particularly the braindance mechanic. Some people loved it, some people hated it, and some people even canceled their pre-order all over this mechanic, which is a bit of an overreaction in my opinion. But in their defense, CD Projekt Red was kind of confusing and wasn't straight up about how much you will actually have to be using this braindance mechanic stuff. Now I'll go ahead and share my thoughts on this Night City Wire event, the braindance mechanic and my thoughts on it, and break down a couple ways that, in my opinion, I believe CD Projekt Red could have greatly improved both this event in general and the overall introduction of this braindance mechanic. Like I said earlier though, this clip I'm going to share is my immediate reaction to the livestream event taken from my livestream, and here it is. Cool, awesome, okay. So here's my thoughts on all that stuff. Basically, they messed up a little bit with how they should have showcased that, right? They should have... Is this everything, first of all? I'm pretty sure that's everything. Yeah, they're just gonna show us a Snickers ad that I really don't care about. Alright, so basically, what they should have done is they should have showed us like maybe 10-15 minutes of gameplay, like regular gameplay, or maybe even just 5 minutes of regular gameplay, right? And then what they should have done is showed how that braindance mechanic is used in correlation with a quest, with a mission, with general gameplay. That way we can have a better idea as to perhaps how often we'll be doing that. And also, we had no idea really what the objective was in that braindance thing. We didn't know why the hell they were doing the braindance thing with Lizzie Jizzy or whatever. We didn't really know who we were. I'm assuming we were V, but why were we trying to figure out this situation? It's only towards the end that we discovered that it's some kind of robbery where a dude got shot by his robber buddy, which isn't even that much of a climax. That's like a normal thing that you would read in like an inner city newspaper somewhere about a crime that occurred that week. Like, that's nothing even like huge in itself. So what they should have done is showcased how this braindance mechanic is used. Like, they should have shown V driving up somewhere, talking to someone about a mission, sneaking around, doing stealth, running on a wall, breaking into something, looting some containers, showing some more interface stuff, showing us how we can loot things, showing us if we can loot containers, showing us alternative entryways into places. And then once we got into this mission area after about 5 or 8 minutes of gameplay, they should have shown how we used the braindance mechanic to perhaps figure out how a target got into this building, or maybe what room the target is in, or maybe if the target actually betrayed someone or not. Like, actually giving us some background and a reason as to why we should care about this braindance mechanic in the first place. Because I'll tell you right now, I didn't really care too much about it. Like, I did a little bit. I mean, it looked like it could have been a cool thing, right? It looked like it could have been cool, but I don't know what the heck that correlates to. You tell me it's a big part of the game, right? But you haven't shown it at all yet, even though it's a big part of the game. So how big of a part of the game is it? Is this going to be something we're doing 30% of the time? Is this something we're going to be doing 40% of the time? Is this something we're going to be doing 50% of the time? Is this going to be like what the pirate mechanic was in Black Flag? Because it does seem like V has some sort of cybernetic abilities with a special chip in him or her or whatever gender you choose or whatever. What is the deal with this? I just feel like they should have gone about showcasing and dropping this event to the community in a much better way. Commander Keen has been canceled, Jenkins. That's crazy. That's crazy. But back to Cyberpunk, that's what I feel about it. Now, people are saying it looks like crap. I don't know if I want to say it looks like crap. It looks like it could be cool. It looks like it was done well, like it wasn't lacking. Its interface was done right. They gave it a lot of aesthetic. It looked immersive. I don't want to say the gameplay mechanic in itself looks like crap, but I will say that the way they introduced it to us was crappy, because they just straight up, we're in a chair sitting down in this thing. We don't know why. We don't know who any of these characters are. Who the fuck is Lizzie Jizzy? Like, why is Lizzie Jizzy helping us go into the brain of a robber who was just shot by another robber during a regular, 2 a.m. convenience store robbery in Night City, which is probably like the 5th or 6th one that occurred that same night? Like, why do we care about any of this? Is V a detective? Is Lizzie Jizzy a detective? Like, what is happening? Why do I care? Why is that happening? That's why I fall back on what I said earlier, that what they should have done is given us some kind of context. Now, this stuff right here is cool. I like the snippets of the Badlands. I like how they talked a little bit more about the world and stuff. That is a plus. Thumbs up to CD Projekt Red for that. However, the whole brain dead dance, whatever the hell, was just portrayed, introduced in a very bad way, and I feel that this is something that game developers or the marketing team or whatever need to take into consideration, because I remember personally, like, let me for example bring up English class. If you're writing a narrative or a paper or a report or anything in English class, you learn transitions between paragraphs and subjects. There's always a transition. There's always a transition into something new, something undiscovered, the next part of the story of your paper or of your report, whatever. There's never just like, hey, by the way, here's Braindance, and you're in it now without any context, Morty. This is Braindance, Morty. Don't ask any questions. Don't ask any questions, Morty. It's Braindance, Morty. Like, come on, like, give me a context. Why am I doing it? What's the purpose? So that's my thing. I think I'm just gonna ramble on and say the same thing over and over, but that's my rant about the Braindance situation. I will say, I have to give the Cyberpunk thing either a high C or a low B if I had to give it a grade, and I say that because all this other stuff is cool. I like how they show all this new gameplay. I mean, the world looks amazing, the nightclubs, I mean, the NPCs look cool, the game looks awesome. I like that we got new gameplay snippets, and like I said, the brain dance mechanic in itself, brain dead mechanic in itself isn't bad. So I disagree with people saying it's horrible, but I will say that, yeah. You say you doubt it was a joke. You think it trashed the whole stream? I don't know. I think that's being extreme. I don't think it trashed the whole stream. I think that it was fine. I just think that they should have shown us why we should care about the mechanic and how we can use it. Now, I will say, if that is like a mechanic that we have to use all the time in the story and in missions, that would kind of be a bummer, right? Because I wasn't expecting this to be Cyberpunk 2077 security camera watchdogs hacker man. I was expecting this to be like an open world where I can approach objectives in numerous different ways. If I'm forced into using this mechanic all the time, that limits the overall, like, freedom that the player would feel, that limits what otherwise would be an open world and how you can approach a lot of objectives if you have to always use this brain dance thing. That's just not cool, right? That just totally limits the capability of the open world. That totally limits the capability of all of these, like, open-ended decisions you can make in the world and in the missions and in the quests. So I really hope that it isn't really a big part of the game. I hope it's going to always be there for us to choose to use, but for those that don't like it, which are a lot of people that I can see in chat, which your opinion is fine, I hope they give you guys the ability to not use it as much. If I don't like it, I hope I don't have to be forced into it. Some missions I may not feel like dude deserves enough time for me to go into security camera vending machine hack mode. Maybe dude's a bad guy and I just want to kick the door in and guns blaze. Maybe I don't have enough time to do that kind of stuff because I have something else going on in the game or IRL. I don't want to be forced into this mechanic. That's one thing I do. I know it's called brain dance. I'm gonna keep calling it brain dead to meme on it. I know it's called brain dance, but that's my opinion on this. They introduced it in a really bad way. They should have given us at least 5 to 10 minutes of gameplay leading up to the brain dead mechanic, and they should have shown why we should use it. They should have given more context into how we may not be forced into doing this as much, because I'm pretty sure he did say it's a big part of the game. So yeah. And that is how I felt about the recent Cyberpunk 2077 Night City Wire event back on June 25th. A couple days later, my opinion on the situation is still basically the same, so I felt like my initial reaction during my live stream summed up my thoughts and opinions better than I ever could have at any other point in time. And that finishes up today's video though. As always, what I want to know is, what do you think about all of this? Let me know what you think about the Cyberpunk 2077 event down in the comments below, and if your comment wins the internet, you may get featured in a future video. Be sure to like the video if you enjoyed the content, and if you want to stay in the know when it comes to the latest gaming news, hit that subscribe button and turn notifications on so you don't miss the latest uploads. Follow me over on Twitter for other news that doesn't quite make it into my videos, as well as other channel updates, and check for links down in the description below for official Skullzi merchandise, the Skullzi Discord community chat server, and if you want to have your hand in providing future content, there are links on how to be an exclusive channel member here on YouTube or over on Patreon as well. And as always, thank you for watching. Be sure to tune in next time when Starfield is just a brain dance.
It just works.